Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Babu Krishna. So today we are going to see the Linux basic continuation of the previous units. So today we are going to see Linux directory structure actually. So like now, what are the important directory structures available in the Linux? So that's what we are going to see. So before that, as a common procedure, we will open the documents which are needed for our presentation and all. So I'll just open the presentations. So we are in the Linux directory structure, fourth unit. So this is the presentation, and then we have the notes. Let us open the notes, and then we have presentation notes. Okay, outline. Okay, so this is. Let me close this thumbnails. Okay, so Linux directory structure. So in this particular video, we will try to see the like important directories along with these commands, and we'll also see couple of meta characters. So there are so many meta characters. Time being for this thing, so we will go in a procedure so that whenever needed, we will look onto that. So we will see now the like no meta characters actually. Okay, so once we see the meta characters, like then you can explore on the file system. Okay, so let me open the notes. Okay, so this unit 4. Okay, so now okay, so in this unit 3, it's okay. Present in source directory and copy to destination and vice versa. So we also seen the other way also. Okay, that we are not noted. Okay, fine. So now unit 4, this Linux directory structure we will see. Okay, so in this particular directory structure, okay, so this may not be needed. We will open when it is needed. Okay, so this directory structure, important directories and all we will see. Okay, so when we see the when we want to work in the Linux thing, so at least we should know where are the binaries located, where are the libraries located, where are the like no header files located, where are the process related information, devices, media, mount point, so many things. Okay, so as a user you should be aware of that. So we'll go one by one. So binaries actually, so binaries is usually available in either of the four things, like no user bin, user s bin, and user sorry bin, and then s bin. So means what? Like no, the binary are divided into two types actually. Means one is required for the user, one is required for the system. So sbin is a system binaries actually. Okay, so there will not be any duplicates actually, so binary will be one only. There may be certain link with the one binary with other binaries as per the binaries, and it is like no classified into different directories for user convenience and also the system convenience actually. But where it is located and all we will see these particular commands which and all. So where is what is this particular thing. So if you want to know where it is located and what is the file type and all, we'll see that actually. So now that are the binaries, and then the next thing, libraries actually. Okay, so libraries is collection of object files. So object file is like no the low level representation of a high level source code actually. So I have a C program, let us assume, like that is a high level, so you need to have a low level, so that is nothing but an object file or executable. Okay, so executable means you have the main program, and then where the execution starts. Object file is like a libraries collection of object files. Like that particular libraries you can use in any applications. Okay, so let us assume I have a library X. This library X can be used by ls, by the pwd, or some other command actually. I'm just taken an example. So that are the libraries collection of object files. So usually this also same, user lib, and then user slib, and then lib and slib. So you should not be surprised if you don't find couple of things in the couple of directories. So like it depends upon the Linux system to Linux system. So in my case maybe something may be available, some may not be available. So this is the general hierarchy the implementers follow. So it is up to system to system. So generally header files, it will be under user include actually, okay, part of user. And then you have whatever the process related information, current process related information means current executing processes information, it is there in the slash proc. And then system related information means what, like about the kernel and about the hardware and all, it will be available under slash sys. And devices information actually, so devices information is available under slash dev. And then what else, so okay, configuration files actually, so these are important. So configuration files, this will be available under etc. Of course we have all written in this like no, I try to put that one in the slides, we will see anything we missed, but as of now just I am outlining this. Okay, so another one is boot related, booting related slash boot actually. Okay, so these are the some of the important directories. You can, we will check more directories as we see in the like no, as we browse through the terminal. We'll see that one. So these are the important files actually. Okay, so let us check on that. Okay, so let me open a terminal and then let me go expand it. Okay, so maybe I'll place like this and then let me place like this. Okay, this is maximum. Okay, so let us check on that actually. Okay, so now let us go with the binaries actually. Okay, so okay, let me go to a user. Okay, and then bin. Okay, so if you see here, you have ls, so you can see here so many files actually. Okay, so many files. So how you know whether it is file or not, you just say ls minus l, and you can see some things are the link files and some things are the like no file. Okay, so this particular one we will be seeing a couple of commands as we go further. So these are the things whatever it is there in the binary. So and you can check on the user spin. Okay, so user sp. So now if you see here, there are multiple commands actually, so you need to explore what is the commands and like no what are the, all may not be needed. So if you see this one, basically it may be around 2000 commands actually in on a whole, but that all you may not be needed. So so you can explore whatever it is needed. So you just for a idea, for a glance, what you will be like no like how to get the that particular binaries where it is available like that to get the information. Okay, so this is whatever we have in the bin. Okay, so now this bash is also part of slash bin actually, so that is a shell. Okay, so now let us assume I want to go to the S bin. Okay, so you can so see this one. So in the S bin, you have whatever the system binaries related thing. So if you say minus L, you can see here. So these are the system binaries actually. So some are the link files and some are the executable. Mostly it are the link and executable. We'll see how you will know that one it is a link file or shell script file or whatever the Perl file or any script file like that actually. So we'll see that. So these are the whatever the like binaries. So let us go to our home directory cd. Okay, I don't want to check all like no, I don't, you can go to the directory and list the files. Instead of that, I can directly do that one in my home directory actually. So I am saying just cd, I'll be in my home directory and I'll say control L. So let us check from here actually. Okay, so user lib. So it is whatever the libraries. So libraries, there are whatever the two kinds, dot A and dot S4. That is static library, binary library, static library, dynamic library. This is shared object. So you may not be needing as a user, like no, just for a information. So libraries are two kinds: archive and shared object. So that is called the static library and dynamic library. Okay, so these are the libraries what you have in this Linux system. So if you want whatever in this user slib, so if you see this one, this is not available actually. So if you see this lib is available, and if you see this one slib, it is not available. So you have only the user lib and lib actually. So you don't have the other directories. So you have only in this system actually. In this system, you have only these two. So let us check user lib is available. So this user lib, yes, and then lib, only two things are available actually. Okay, so user slib and then uh, like a slip are not available. So like no, it depends. There is not surely like no, you need to have this. So maybe older version it has, so it is not a issue. Now let us see the header files actually, user include. So if you see here, these are the header files. So whenever you run a C program, usually you will using the header file like no stdio.h. So that is whatever that particular one. Okay, so if you want to see whatever, so you can open with graphic editor. So gedit user include, then stdio.h. Okay, so you can check on the contents actually. So it is the contents what this file has actually. So this like no, not needed. So graphics editor we are open. So we will see more about the editors in the upcoming units. Okay, so this is about the header files actually. So now let us go check in the proc file. So no need to check, we will be in our home directory and see actually. So now ls-l, if you see here, in my case this many processes are there actually. So this is whatever the current running processes. Okay, so if the process is already done, then you don't have that particular one. So if you see here, there are certain gaps. After 12,359, there is now 360 because it got exited actually. Okay, so it is like that. So it will give only the information of current running processes. So we will see more information in this in the upcoming units. Okay, so now let us check on the ls system actually. So if you see here, it got the kernel information, it got the firmware, and then this particular module power and all. Module means the drivers related information, and then block devices and bus. Okay, so bus can connect to multiple drivers devices actually, and then for each device you need multiple like one driver or more than one driver. So like that actually. So block devices, and then this is original whatever the slash dev. Okay, so this is dev. So slash system is giving the information of the hardware, basically hardware, firmware, devices, power, and the kernel and all actually. So you can go to this directory and you can explore. So you can, as a normal user, you can just see the files and all, you can explore on that. Now let us see whatever the slash dev actually. So if you see this one slash dev, these are the device files actually. So let us say our like now let us say ls minus l slash dev. Okay, so if you see here, some things are c, starts with c. So if it starts with c, it is a character special file actually. You know that one. If it is a d, it is a directory. If it starts with c, it is a character special file, and if it starts with b, it is a block special file actually. Okay, so there are, whenever you take the devices, that are two types: block devices, character devices, of course network devices also there. So but basically it is only block and character. So what is block device? Like your usb stick, hard disk, and all that one come under block device. Then what is character device? Like your terminal, like keyboard, mouse, all that things will be a character device actually. Means it is displaying character by character. Like let us assume you enter something, it has to be displayed on the display. Terminal is also a like no character device. So let us check actually. So let us say tty. If I want to know my terminal, I will say tty. So tty is like no tele terminal type actually. Terminal type, which is derived from the word teletypewriter. So derived from teletypewriter. Teletypewriter. Okay. So if you see here, like no TTY, this is given device. Device is original device actually. Original device. And like PTS. PTS is like pseudo terminal system actually. Means this is not a real terminal. This is pseudo terminal. Pseudo terminal system. CUDO. Sorry. Okay, so this is a pseudo terminal system actually. Okay, so this particular one, PTS is pseudo terminal system, means not a real terminal. So as we discussed in the previous unit, so when you say control alt F1, there you will say real console. It will be under dev tty1 tty2 like that actually. So that if you see this one, dev tty1, okay, so tty2, tty3, like whenever you say whatever 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so these are the, you try with 7, may not be there. Okay, 7 also there, 8. Okay, so how many are there? Okay, so let us okay, so we can use the star thing to know that. So like we'll come to the star a little later, so I'll say star. Okay, so these are the whatever the original terminals you have actually. Okay, so now this is the original terminals. So if you take whatever the dev PTS, okay, so if you see this particular PTS, okay, so you can say click, double click, then it will give whatever. So this many terminals in this particular thing it is there actually. So whenever I want to see my thing TTY, mine is 22 actually. So this is whatever this particular one. So pseudo terminal system. Okay. So this is the pseudo terminal. This is not a real terminal. So a real terminal will not have GUI and all, which you have the simulation. It is nothing but a console. Control Alt F1 to Control Alt F6. That's what you will get. Okay. So now we have seen couple of things in the device. So let us go with the ETC actually. Okay, so etc is a configuration file. So let us assume user related information you want actually. Okay, so you can go to the etc and then you just say password, etc password actually. Okay, so if you say etc password, this is whatever the user related information actually. Okay, so this we will see more in the shell scripting and our Linux basics upcoming units actually. So we'll see on that. And then let us go to my go to our home directory and we will see whatever the slash boot actually. Okay, so slash boot is whatever the this one is the file system image and this is the Linux image, and then so a configuration files, all the things which are needed for the Linux to boot actually. So this is the thing what you have the important directories actually. Okay, so these are the important directories. So we can now we will have a look on our slide. So what is that particular one? So are we missing anything? Okay, so Linux directory structure. So and we will see the commands which varies what is file meta characters. So if you see here whatever the commands bin binaries, boot related files, device files, configuration files, then home directory slash home, lib is whatever the libraries. So media is like no this mount points actually, means original device it will be available under slash dev, but you cannot see that particular one. So that particular one, if you want to see the data, it will be under media. So this is mountable devices. Okay, so removable media, and this is mount points for temporarily mounted system actually. Okay, so mount point like USB instead of media, I can put in my mount point, so it doesn't matter actually. So it is like removable media. You can also use this mount point. Default it will give media. So these are the options and proc process file system which you like. Let us assume CPU info and all you can check. So slash proc, this is directory information is given for you to explore different directories and then know like no understand the Linux system better. So sbin is administrator only command, so system binaries actually, and root is like if it is a super user, then this is the root directory for the super user generally. Okay, so and then sys is system and device controls, whatever we have seen, frequency, device power, kernel, hardware devices, firmware and all this information it will be there. Slash temp is a temporary files actually. So if you storing any files in this, so there is no guarantee after reboot your files will be there, so don't ever store in this temp. So then why you need this one? So whenever you are doing certain shell scripting and all, so you may need to store certain data temporarily. So instead of that, using your own home directory which is a permanent data storage, you will use /temp, which you want to store temporary files actually. Okay, then user regular user tools under /user and user local, yeah, like whatever specific software installed by system admin, and last place found whatever like no corrupt files. So if it is corrupt files are there, if you want to recover, that may be there. So this is optional. In your file it may not be there. If files corrupted only, it will be there. And variable is like logs actually. Generally like no, you have a log files actually. So if you have a log files, generally that will be available in the where. So whenever you are running a very big application, the generally log files you will be storing in the /where actually. Okay, so that are the files. So you can go if you want to check on that. So you can just to say cd this one and say ls. You can see here actually. Okay, so whatever the files which we have discussed, something is srv. Snap is for my recording, may not be there in the everywhere. So srv, so maybe some other files whatever. So you can see that particular thing in your linux system. So there is no guarantee like bin boot and all these things will be there. Major things will be there in any linux system, but a couple of things may be not there in your system, or additional things will be there. It depends on system to system. Okay then. So bye for now. We will see continuation of the video in the continuation of this topic in the next video. Bye for now.